You've tuned into The Mountain Gardener with your host, Ken Lain. Gardening can be challenging, but with these simple insider tips, you'll reap huge rewards. Now, let's tune into today's Mountain Gardener with Ken and Lisa. And we are back with Lisa Waters Lain in the studio. She comes each week with your garden questions. Just what are others struggling, looking for, trying to figure out? And you can learn. I mean, gardening is learned by making mistakes. And if you can learn from someone else's mistake, that's the best. So we try to share that over the airwaves through the podcast with local gardeners. Welcome to the studio, Lisa.
Thank you. Good to be back.
It is good to be back. So good news.
Yes.
Our grandson just got his FFA jacket. He just he's in Texas. He just was able to quote the creed and kind of he's really into the agriculture thing. So, which is kind of he's a brainiac person. So he's technical kind of stuff. So he's really adapting. We're so proud of him. Oh my gosh! I mean, FFA jacket. That's like a Letterman's jacket for ag. It's like really prestigious. Very good stuff. Yes. Proud of him.
I'm proud of him. He's a good kid. They came out for a short visit and he quoted the creed to us. He did it to you and then to me separately.
Yeah.
And I even asked him, I'm like, well, what does that mean? I actually questioned him. Yeah. And he had good answers.
He is a teenager. So, you know, you get short, curt answers and no emotions and no smile, but very engaged.
He's a good kid.
Yeah. Great kid.
Yeah.
Anyway, garden questions.
All right.
What are we talking about?
Larry has a question. He says he lost a pinyon pine. He's not sure why it died. But what can he put in place of it? Yeah. And then his other question is, can he put it in the exact same spot?
Yeah, Larry. So I don't know what happened. Pinyon pines do have a scale that gets on them, so they age out. They don't live as long as maybe some ponderosas or some of these others, or an Austrian pine or some of these others. So it can be short-lived. So, you know, once they fade, there's no coming back. And they take a long time. Once if scale get to them, they can die over years. They get horrible looking. So take a chainsaw to it, clear it out. Now, going back to his question, can he plant in the same spot? No. It's best because as roots rot or decompose, they taint the soil to keep other plants from rooting in that same spot. It's kind of a forest's way of spacing itself out consistently over the millennia. And so, but you can be just off of that. So what I would do is just cut that trunk down just at soil level, kick some dirt over it so you can't tell it's there. I would go off maybe 4, 5, 6 feet away from the trunk and kind of position it, start digging a hole. And if you go there, you're just off enough where you're not surrounded by all of the roots. If you happen to get one root coming through that spot, you can shift a little bit or just take a Sawzall and cut it out of there and plant. But I would plant a little off rather than that one spot. And I would recommend, if it was a pinyon pine, don't put another pinyon in there, because if it was scale, it'll come right back. Go with an Austrian or a Scotch, or go with an Arizona cypress. There's so many other choices that are really good and longer lived than a pinyon pine. And I just don't want that same thing to happen again. And Larry, you should come talk to us, because if you lost one in your yard, it is highly likely that the other pinyon pines are also being stressed. So you might bring a quick sample, put it in a Ziploc baggie, because we don't want to spread anything to our stuff. But we could take a quick look at it under the microscope and tell you, oops, yeah, that is scale. Here's what you need to do. So I'm recommending right now, fertilize all the natives and add tree and shrub drench. It's a bug preventer that you put on, especially pine trees or evergreens. Can really help you. It sounds like you need that. I just don't want you to lose another one. But come talk to us. We've got a planting guide. We can help you. Pick another one. You can recover pretty quick. We've got some really big Austrian pines, which is like a long needle, beautiful pine. It'd be a great replacement for that. So come see us, Larry.
Okay. Next question is from Renee. She has a wildflower bed that's looking pretty worn out right now.
Okay.
Question is, can she cut it back already? Is it a good time to cut it back? Do you leave the dead blossoms just laying? Do you rake them up? And then also, is it a good idea to fertilize in the fall?
Yeah, Renee, great question. So wildflower bed. So generally, I would recommend leaving it intact, because you've got the birds are migrating. They're on their migration pattern right now, and they'll use your backyard, that wildflower patch. You can greatly help the The seed source for migrating birds is a great help. They'll come and rest in your backyard, camp out for a couple days, kind of take a little meal, and then take flight and take off again. So if you can at least wait until the migration pattern's over, you can actually help sustain. I mean, we can help nature in our own backyards with a wildflower patch. Now, if you just can't do that, you're going, I just don't like it. I want the weeds gone. It's best to let the flowers dry because they're setting heavy seed counts right now. You could probably start harvesting some of those seed and store them for next spring. So usually you'll take those and plant those again next January, February, or you can do what I do. You just take a weed whacker and just whack them all back, or a mower, just mow them all back and let the seeds set where they're at, and they'll just self-perpetuate itself very, very easily. So either way, if you don't like the rake and the messing, if it's an area where you need it cleaner, neater, rake it up and harvest the seed yourself, and then spread them back in January. If it's a space where you can just kind of let it, weed whacker, just let them all fly and they spread in a meadow effect, do that. Now, going back to Renee's question, should I fertilize? Absolutely. A good wildflower patch, or a good perennial patch. So good wildflowers are perennials. They come back every year. They're greatly going to benefit because they're going to hibernate underground through winter, kind of rest there. They're going to start coming back in January, February. You'll start to see, asters and things starting to emerge. Echinaceas will start to come up, and they would greatly benefit from that fall fertilizer. I'd fertilize your wildflower patch twice. I would do it now, as soon as, maybe not now, but as soon as you whack it back, fertilize it right then. So it might be the end of October. So any time then is fine. And then I would do it again right as you start to see the new seedlings coming up, or the reemergence of your perennials. Usually that's going to be the first part of March. Fertilize it with the 744 all-purpose plant food. That's going to be a good one just for flowers. The cottonseed meal in that fertilizer is great for flowers. Then it's got bird guano. That just makes everything grow fast, especially in spring, helps things root out fast. You'll get better growth with that. But that's probably how you're going to do that. You could also, if you just want to inject, I want more red. I want some more red poppies. You could do that again starting at the beginning of the new year. So January, February is your time to spread those seed out there. And so you save some, you add some, you can have some real fun with wildflowers. And they are wild. They just do their own thing without a lot of work. They're just so easy. So we've got a couple big patch out here. We've got a couple roadrunners, husband-wife team. They like hunting down in here. I'm sure they're getting snakes and lizards and all kinds of stuff. So anyway, that's all we've got time for this segment. Lisa, thank you very much. Lisa Lain with the Mountain Gardener.
Water's October companion plants that grow well together are blaze maples, spicy mums, glamour kale, and burning bush.
Water's compact burning bush is a neat, well-behaved shrub prized for its blazing red foliage in the fall.
Looks great when planted with autumn gold sumacs, lilacs, and gold euonymus.
At 6 foot, this bush makes a natural hedge that burns red through autumn.
You'll find the showiest shrubs here at Waters Garden Center.
Siri, give me directions to Waters Garden Center.
For a more fruitful garden, increase success in the landscape that just feels better, then tune in daily to the Mountain Gardener podcast. Subscribe through your favorite podcast streamer or visit watersgardencenter.com. Better yet, visit me directly right here at Waters Garden Center. Thanks for tuning in.